Aloha! Let's take a look at the font preview tool in the Google Font directory. This is the font previewer of the Google Font directory. And what we have here is one of the available font families that you can use and embed in your site, and some attributes of this font. And then this pane here includes a preview of this text. So this font family is Cantarell. You could pick another font and it would render it, but we're just going to keep it on Cantarell because what we're really interested in is not necessarily this font family here, which you'll note we can it's specified just in the body of this text, but we can change. If I change this slider because I want the text to be bigger, and it changes it, and you'll notice when I do that, this font dash size property gets highlighted and the value gets changed. Okay, and it's specifying it in pixels right now. We'll talk about units of measurements for font in a different video. Okay, then we can look at variants, and we see I can have this regular, I can have this in italics, I can do bold, and I can do bold italic. Okay, you might find these in any common word processor. You'll see though two properties get highlighted here: font style and font weight. Font style is the one that has to do with whether something's regular or italic, but when I do bold, font weight gets increased. Okay, so font weight is what makes something more or less bold. If you think about it as kind of the thickness of the stroke in these characters, and I can go down here. I believe I can. Maybe I can't edit it here, but there's another tool where you can actually play with these values. Okay, so we can kind of look at that. I can do bold and italic, and font style changes to italic, and font weight is now 700. We can add a shadow here, and you see this text shadow property, and that can be useful for some web things. And then we have some transform features. Okay, so if I want every word to be capitalized, I can select this, and there's a text transform property that allows us to capitalize the first letter of each word. Or maybe I want all of the words in uppercase, all of the letters, and so text transform now becomes uppercase. I may want to change it all to lowercase, so text transform becomes the value is lowercase. There's also text decoration. So there's this property, text decoration, which allows us to do things like underline the text, strike through the text, or overline the text. Okay, and there's reasons for doing each of those three, but that's part of the text decoration property. Okay, then we get three spacing options. So we have letter spacing, and I can separate it out in terms of how much space between each of the letters. An M is the unit of measurement we're dealing with here, and an M is basically the thickness of the M in that font, more or less. So this width right here is an M space, and the amount of space between the letters, you can tell it I want basically one letter space between each of these, and it's roughly the same. It's a little bit bigger actually, but that's about what you can approximate. We can also do spaces between words with word spacing, and we can do line height. So if you're looking for kind of a double spaced feel to your web page, you can do that. So that is a brief introduction to Font Previewer, and a great way to learn about many of the text properties in style sheets is to just go to this tool, play with these, practice them, and then you can use these properties and similar values in your own websites. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Happy coding!